Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wind Me Down. Guys, we have a lot to get into today, so we are just gonna start right away. Okay, here we go. Today we have Barefoot Fruscato. I never tried that. I'm assuming it's a play on words with, Moscato, but they're using a fruit flavor. So a Fruscato. Okay, the flavor is mango. I saw apple and I saw blueberry, but I've had like a blueberry wine before, so I wanted to try something different, but I was not feeling apple. I'm really not a big fan of like apple flavored things, alcohol wise. So, alrighty then, let's try this Fruscato. Well, it's like a pink Moscato type bubble, you would say. I feel like a little maybe more bubbly than I'm used to liking. Okay, it does taste like mangoes. It's very tastes like mangoes, and I don't know whether it reminds me of a kind of like bad alcohol or like a strong juice. I just feel like you get over the flavor really fast. But let's move on. For this week's song, it is Spaceman by Nick Jonas. I will play a little tidbit as, of course.
Last off minute I get home. All safe now that I'm alone. Almost on my own, I'm a spaceman. I'm a spaceman.
Also, while you're at it, I did a review at Medicine Beer, who just dropped an album, so go check that out. It's really cool, and I really like the songs. They would have made the song of the week, but I did a whole video for that, and I really wanted to show you guys a different song. So if you want to go hear all the good music that I definitely recommend, they're all great, then go check out that video. Okay. Holy guacamole. The crap about Lady Gaga, literally insane. I cannot believe her dog walker got shot like 4 times in the chest. They stole the dogs, managed to get the dogs back. The one dog they didn't get, or it was freed or something like that. And he survived. And that's just all insane. This isn't the first thing I've seen. I just saw recently too, someone else got their 2 dogs stolen. No, they had their dog had puppies and they were selling them. Someone came to look at them and they ran off and stole them. And I think their dog too. It's happening more frequently, I think, and that we should kind of be concerned. Why are people stealing our dogs? And I'm glad the dogs are okay. It all worked out, thank God. Alright guys, I talked about it last week's video. I booked a vacation, I booked a trip. It is now this week. So, it was really last minute, as you can tell. It's literally happening this week and I booked it last week. We're almost here, but I need it because I'm losing my mind at work. I'm going crazy, I'm stuck in a box, and I'm just going in circles, literally. I literally walk in circles because I don't sit down. I'm literally going in constant circles. We have one window, I'm in a basement, it's no air circulation. I want to scream, and I ask, can you like move me to the other place? And they keep saying like, yeah, yeah. And they don't. So I really need this time to not be there. It's gonna be a great, pleasant time. I got a bone to pick with Dunkin' Donuts. I need a drink for this because this is like a serious issue, and I feel like a lot of you probably feel it. I feel like you guys probably know. If you guys don't know, then you need to know. If this is not happening to you and it's only happening in my area, then I'm strangely concerned. Why are they not cutting the bagel? Why are they not cutting the bagel? I don't know what your area is like. I don't know how many Dunkin' Donuts you got all up in there, but I would like to know if they cut your bagel in half. Not like asking like for it in like 4s or like weirdly sliced or anything. Just, a proper slice in the middle to separate the halves of the bagel so you can eat one and the other, So you're not eating it like a whole bagel like a freaking sociopath. I just want to know if your Dunkin' Donuts were previously doing that and have stopped. Because the one in my surrounding area stopped doing that, and you have to ask, and sometimes most of the time you ask and they still don't do it. So I want to know what has happened and why they have stopped cutting the bagels in half. And let me know if you're experiencing that, because it's really frustrating, because then you have to tear it, and maybe it's like my low-key OCD where it's just, that's like not how I want to eat it. Usually go to Dunkin' Donuts, you get a bagel and you're on the road type thing. But like, you don't have a knife on you. They usually didn't give you a freaking knife. You don't expect it to be not cut in half, and then you have to tear it, and it's just not the same. I just don't understand what's going on. I just want to talk about how I feel like we are getting way too sensitive on things. We're getting attacking way too much of everything, where we're going to start going backwards in a way where it's like so much is going to be censored. Remember back in the day that there's certain books that they weren't allowed to read in school because it either told too much about what had happened or because it was too like inappropriate, so they deemed, or like something like with religion and whatnot and whatever. We're gonna go back there if everyone keeps trying to find something negative or something wrong about something that has happened, been done. I feel like there's a lot of things that are been going on that need to be taken seriously, and there's a lot of things that are almost being pushed harder to blind us from reality. Figure out the right fight, because we can't win them all, and eventually it's either going to lose power, and the words we say and what we do, it's not going to have the same effect because people aren't going to care anymore because it's been so overdone, so overdrawn out and used incorrectly, and in situations that where it wasn't needed, that it won't be taken seriously anymore. Or I can't remember the or right now. I kind of like went into a spiel there and then my or. I think we really need to settle down, start really prioritizing what really matters and what doesn't, and what we can't change. History we can't change. Things that happened back then we can't change. Things that are going on now we can't. What we can control is right now. We cannot control what happened before. We can make sure it doesn't happen again. Trying to cover it up almost and change it and fix it, then it's like it didn't happen and we're keeping this secret. Everything's gonna start being so like PG in a way, and that's not reality. Reality isn't PG. It gets dark, it gets scary, it's crazy, it's happy, it's funny. Everyone's gonna keep finding something about another thing that's gonna end up having such a ripple effect that everyone else, that it makes everyone go back into seclusion. And that's not what we want. We need to stop focusing on the past and focus on what we can make happen right now. R.I.P. to Mr. Potato Head gender. I didn't really think this even needed to be talked about, like this needed to be announced, because it's a potato. And I didn't think it would be that deep that we're going into that. And that's not trying to be offensive, but it's a potato. I have called a secondary source to comment on said issues in Potato Land. Please take it away, Beatrice.
I just think that it's ridiculous. Brandon and I often talk about the cancel culture of society and how Brandon and I discussed earlier. There was no reason to change Mr. Potato Head to Potato Head because they also have a Mrs. Potato Head, so they're doing both. You know what I'm saying? So. And
it's literally one potato, and you just get both accessories. Unless you get a secondary potato. I'm trying to find this article about, they made a statement that it's the potato, their babies are gonna be genderless.
Maybe we just aren't seeing it like society wants us to right now.
No more. Hasbro announced Thursday that it would be dropping the Mr. title from the brand's name to better reflect the full line. It said that an upcoming playset will not feature Mr. and Mrs. designations, allowing kids to create their own potato families with 2 moms or 2 dads. So as I was filming this, I feel like I was coming off a little like negative and harsh. And I don't mean to be, I just feel like the people my age that grew up with Mr. Potato Head already kind of thought he was interchangeable, like, you know, that his gender didn't really matter because, you know, you could make him Mrs. Potato Head with like a mustache. I mean, like, you know, and like just switch that up, put their arms on their top of their head and everything, you know, so like it was never that he was this one stereotype. He was always like interchangeable. So it's just like everyone kind of already knew that he didn't have like a gender that it could change because, you know, I don't mean to sound harsh, it's just I feel like it was already like a thing. It didn't need to be like announced because I felt like it was already kind of common sense in a way. I don't know. I'm sorry. I've been thinking lately about, you know, the mistakes that I made when we were in like serious lockdown before we could go back to work, before we had to go back to work. I really regret not taking the time to make a full-on the floor is lava throughout my entire house. I did not take advantage of that free time and the availability to create the perfect the floor is lava game in my own house. If you have that free time still, then definitely go and do that and put it down below because I want to see your cool ways of doing that because I wasn't able to. I also want to address that I feel like I'm having a really good hair day, but it's really sad because we're nighttime. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere. And by the time I sleep and wake up, it's gonna be red. I just wanted to say that though, because I feel like in most of the videos I don't look that put together. I look a little dead. And today I'm kind of not feeling that way. Anyways, guys, I love you. I miss you. I need you. That's basically all for this Wind Me Down. I feel like it was really a lot of energy today, like a lot of tough stuff, a lot of crazy things going on in the world. But we're here, winding down, trying this. This has kind of grown on me. It's just, I don't know, too sweet, I think, for me. So nice to see you at this Wind Me Down episode. Stay tuned for my adventure video. We'll see what happens. We'll see where we went. We'll see what goes on, guys. So happy to drink with you. And I'll see you next time on Wind Me Down.